Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Well, hello there. This is Kelly, and you are listening to In Her Voice, and you have to excuse my morning voice this morning. I decided to get up and share my thoughts with you because I woke up just feeling like there's so much to share today, and also not knowing exactly what to say, if you can understand that. But sometimes we just need to sit down and say what comes up. And so that's what I'm doing today. And I really have been thinking a lot about what we can control. And if I'm being completely honest and transparent, this is stemming from me being home with my kids for the past 98 days. So yes, that's true. I Googled how many days it's been since March 18th, which is when we started our stay-at-home measures here in New York, and it has been 98 days. And my kids are now in full-on summer break. This is the second week of summer break, and I've been frustrated because I cannot control them. And it's not that they're doing anything bad. It's just that they're not doing what I want them to do. And that is a scenario, that's a situation that I think many of us find ourselves in, probably most of us find ourselves in these days a lot. You know, there are people that we want them to do certain things, and we can't make them do those things. And this can be in your family, it can be in your community, it can be in your country. And that can be a really frustrating place to live, because if we focus always on, I want this person to do this thing, but you can't make them do that, then you will suffer. There will be suffering because you'll be frustrated, you'll be annoyed, you'll be angry, you will be a lot of things, but what you won't be is in control. And I think that this is so fascinating when you talk about control, because really, and particularly, I think as recovering perfectionists, can I get an amen? That is a tool. Control becomes a tool by which we achieve or try to achieve perfection. And we don't apply it just to ourselves. We want to control everything, right? You want to control what time your kids wake up and what time they go to bed and how much time they're spending on video games. And, we want to control what's happening in our community, and we want to control what's coming out of people's mouths. And whenever we try to control things that really we are unable to control, all we end up feeling is out of control. Isn't that interesting? All of those emotions that come up from not being able to control other people are not emotions that I think any of us want to feel on a regular basis. They're not emotions we would choose for ourselves. And so in this sort of futile attempt to control other people, we're actually spinning out of control ourselves. And so what I wanted to talk about today is this idea of what you can control, because there are things in your life that you can control. And I once had this taught to me as your circle of control. And I think that it's important to have the distinction between control and influence. So certainly if you are a parent, if you are in any kind of relationship, like real relationship with someone, not like a virtual relationship or not like a perceived relationship, but like where you're actually talking with someone, you know them, you're communicating with them, you certainly have influence. And that is when you can say things that can maybe change their mind. But ultimately, influence is not controlling. I can influence my husband to change his mind about something, but really he's the one that's changing his mind. I'm not changing his mind. He's changing his mind. I'm not in control of that. He's in control of that. So while he might be in my circle of influence, he's most definitely not under my control, no matter how much I would like that to be the case. So what do we control? What is in our circle of control as opposed to our circle of influence? Three things. Our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. Those are the three things that we can control. And the only thoughts we can control are our own. The only actions we can truly control are our own. And the only reactions we can control are our own. And until we, number one, recognize that, and number two, take control of the only things we can truly control, we are not in control. We are out of control. Our reactions to things that are outside of our circle of control, if we aren't being aware of those, they're not under control. And I think that it's just so interesting to think about this in sort of this framework of wanting things to be the way we want them. Like, I just want things to be the way I want them. Yet the only thing that I have control over are my actions, my thoughts, my reactions. And very often what I see in myself and my clients and the people I work with and the people that are around me, those are the last things that we take control over. We let our thoughts run wild. We let our actions be based on circumstances and feelings instead of goals and decisions and what is in alignment with our inner voice. Our reactions become default, and they, one word will set us off, one article will get us so angry, and we feel out of control by that. So I'm sharing this, and this is not going to be long today. This is more of a place for you to sit with. I want to challenge you to sit with what is in your circle of control. What are your thoughts like? What are your actions like? And what are your reactions like? And are you controlling those? Or are you just going by default? Are things just happening to you? Are you choosing without realizing that you have a choice? This happens. And when we get into that place, let me explain the way you might feel. You feel out of control. You feel frustrated. You feel angry. You feel unfulfilled, empty. You might even feel like you're in a funk, like you're just irritated with everything. You feel like nothing is going your way. You feel like, oh, why do things like this always happen to me? You feel like everything's happening to you instead of feeling like you get a say. And the solution is simple and difficult, easy and challenging, because it's as simple as saying, I get to choose what I think. I get to choose which thoughts I keep and which thoughts I say no thank you to. I get to choose every single thing that I do in a day, understanding that every choice that I make has consequences, good and bad. If I choose to eat the thing that I know is going to make me feel like shit later, but in the moment, I think that is what I really want. And so all I'm thinking about is what I want, what I want, what I want. I'm choosing that thought. I'm choosing to eat the thing that is not in alignment with what my body needs. And I will reap the consequence of that later by not feeling good. And so we really do have so much control over how we're feeling each day. And this, you guys, this is why I talk about practices. I had an interesting conversation with someone the other day, and she said, I've been really good about my journaling and about my practices, but now it's time to go into production. Now it's time to get shit done. And I kind of was surprised by that, because practices are those things. What you are practicing are actions. You're practicing choosing. You're practicing listening to your inner voice and responding and doing according to the inner voice. Practice is production. Practice is getting shit done. It's not always fun. It's not always, beautiful and easy, but that is the way we get to feel the way we say we want to feel. And so, I want to ask you, what are your practices doing? And here's the interesting thing about practices. You might have practices in your life that are not helpful to you, that are not getting you to where you want to be, that are not producing the feelings that you want. Do you wake up in the morning and pick up your phone first thing and start checking email or scrolling through social media, and then all of a sudden, 45 minutes later, you're still in bed? Is that a practice that is helping you? Because here's the thing, if you do it every day, it's a practice. If you do it every day, it's a practice. So do you have practices that are supporting you? Do you have practices that are giving you what you really need and what you say you want? These are in your control. This is what you can control, my friends. And this is what I've been talking about. And this is why I've been really digging into my own practices and getting clear on the habits, another word for practices, by the way, that are supporting me and the ones that aren't. And this is why I know it's transformational. This is not some pie in the sky, I wish I could do that kind of thing. This is something that is practical and it's real. And all you have to do is say yes. All you have to do is raise your hand and say, I'm ready. So today is Wednesday, June 24th. And tomorrow is my June practices workshop, the Create the Life You Want workshop. Why do I call it that? Because when you focus on the things you can control, you will be creating the life that you want. And those are the little things. Those are the daily habits that produce the feelings that you desire. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday or Thursday, June 24th or 25th, there's still time to get registered. You can go over to kellycovert.com/practices. And for everyone who registers by Wednesday night, June 24th at 11:59 p.m., I am going to gift to you my Inspired Potential journaling course for free. Because I know that it will support you even past the workshop and will help you see just how amazing you are. And if you're listening to this after June 25th, you can still go to that link, because I will have something there for you, something there that will support you, something that will help you control what you can control and create the life that you want. That URL is kellycovert.com/practices. I hope you will join me. It's going to be a wonderful night. This is virtual, by the way, so you can join me from anywhere. And the time is, date and time, June 25th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope that you can join me. kellycovert.com/practices. Remember, you are here for a reason. You matter, and you are worthy.